Well, I mean, you interviewed.
Mature beyond his years.
I know you interviewed Kevin Feeney about their team, but this was a special team that just flattened everybody in 2020. They didn't have the same success this past fall, but that 2020 team will be remembered forever.
Pretty tight-knit group, too, and you look at how they grew up with Kevin and his son. You know, it was going to be the year. It was always going to be 2020. It's going to be their year. How many D1? 7, 8 out of that?
Yeah, now
team?
Total with the Walthall twins and Trey, that's 3. With these guys, it's another 3. So there's 6 right now, at least I know off the top of my head.
And so they're a class below the Metros, like Eden and Wazetta, but I would argue they would have beaten those teams too. Because during the summer, they'd go down at 7-7 and stop them. It's just, you know, it's one of those we'll never know.
It's funny, it's funny, by the way, Jay's dating us here. That he brought up Otis. He didn't bring up Chase Morlock, who started everything.
Well, because I was in middle school.
For the spot and for the body.
Best ever for Moore.
He's so old, Chase.
He's so old.
But it's just,
Now he's training those guys.
I should have known.
When Chase signed, and that was a big deal. You and I both did the story. That was the first from Moorhead in 20 years to come play for the Bison. And now, and Austin mentioned this, there are quite a few guys, an NDSU transfer. Seth Anderson is transferring from NDSU to UND today. So there's still quite a few Moorhead spuds that are playing at UND. That Austin is one of the few spuds that's going to be over in Fargo.
Yeah, is there too many sometimes? Can you have too many from one school? On the flip side,
well, right now UND has 7 guys that are spuds.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think like half are walk-ons.
I guess I shouldn't count. I'm counting Otis in there, but Otis's name is obviously in the portal, so let's say 6. But that's still quite a bit that are up there. That's crazy, and I'm sure some Bison fans will be rankled on that because the head coach of the Spuds is an all-time Bison great. Kevin Feeney. That's the intriguing part about all this.
Well, his son was the same class as Cole Payton.
Right, and that was obviously a decision there. Also, Peter, let me real quick on here because I wanted to mention the offers he had because he had quite a few coming right away, and the Notre Dame thing was legit. He showed me the letter of interest. And granted, I know they send those out by the thousands, but it doesn't happen in Moorhead, Minnesota. All that offer. Offers South Dakota, Eastern Michigan had a MAC offer, UND, and NDSU were the offers that also Peter had before, as you mentioned, committed at the end of June.
Yeah, just one of those kids that commits, you know, at around camp and probably would have had batch offers if he'd have strung it out and played the whole year out.
Say something about getting in there early. And obviously, one of his best friends is Jack Tyken, who played defensive line, who signed today.
Yeah, that's interesting, though. When you say they're good friends, you go where you want to go.
Yep.
You go what fits, and you go where there's money. I mean, let's face it. It's
absolutely who's going to give us the most.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
Let's get down to it. Scholarship, higher education is not free,
and cost of attendance is a big thing now. And obviously, North Dakota State and UND both offer that. There are some other Valley schools that still don't. That's on a case-by-case basis at some schools. Some might get it, others may not. And that's a big deal too, Jay, in the whole signing process.
There's no question. I think those 2 schools recruit differently. One is selling hope, and one is basically saying if you want to come and be a part of something that's already great. Trophy case, that doesn't mean that.
Don't tap me.
Where does every picture take place at NDSU?
That was a great interview. Did he say that?
It's always in the coach's offices in front of 15 national titles.
It's not the press box?
It's not the press box.
Let's take a break. We'll wrap up hour 2. I want to talk about a couple other hidden guys we haven't talked about yet here in our signing day show. We roll on right after this.